you go to a new file, and then we're going to remember, like I told you the other day, it's always part, assembly, and then your orthographical working drawing. So we're going to start with a part, and once you've started, just make sure, I hope all of you are in millimeters and the metric system. So if you go here in the bottom on that little arrow there, you can click on that. And you can choose millimeter, gram, and second if you're not in the right. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to use the revolve tool. So for a revolve, you need to have a center line. So I'm going to go to my line tool, choose the center line, and then I'm going to use the front plane. I like to go there and have a look at the front plane. It's already drawn the line because I didn't get rid of the tool. So I'll go Control Z. Then I'm going to grab the line tool, choose the center line, and I'm going to draw a line from my origin straight up. That's a center line. The cool thing about a center line, it doesn't come up on your actual drawings. Then I'm going to press escape. Then I'm going to put a measurement to my center line. So say you want your leg to be 400 long. I'm going to click on that and make that 400. And enter, or the green tick. Now I'm going to design my leg around this. But just remember, it's half of the leg. So if your leg's 50 mils in total, it's just going to be 25 mils. So I'm going to draw a line from there to there and then make that 15 or 25 mils. So I'm going to go my smart dimension tool, make that 25 mils. Then I'm going to click on that. Then you can choose. There's a few tools that you can do curves with. I might go down straight a little bit first. So just a little bit straight, because that's the part that I want to join to the chair, to the back, or to the seat part of stuff as well. Then press escape, Control Z, and then you can use this tool if you want to, the spline tool. Every time you press the button, you'll get a bit to move it around on. This is going to be a weird leg. I don't like that bit, but you can grab these parts and move them around. So you can it's still live, this spline. See, I can move it around. Then maybe I like that shape, and then I'll go right to the bottom, use my line tool again, draw a little line straight down, and draw a line across, and then press escape. Now what I've done is I've drawn a profile of my leg, but just a half with a center line on the other side. Now I can go to, when I'm happy with that, I can click here, and I can go to my revolve tool. So I'll just have to find it here. So here's the revolve boss space tool. It looks like that. It looks like a half round pipe. Then you have to do two. Doesn't like my revolve. So you have to choose a line to revolve around and what you want to revolve. And that's my leg revolved. See how cool it looks now? So it's a complex shape drawn easy. Then I save this as leg. I'll call mine leg 1 because and I'll save it. And you guys have to save it in the right spot. You need to save it in this PC. There's a folder with your name and surname on. And remember, if you name your files right, it will be right. So so it saved it. Now I'm going to open a new part. So new, and I go to part, and I'm just going to draw maybe one of the rails that's going to connect to the leg. So I've got a rail that connects to the leg. So we've drawn our leg on this one. You can draw the rail on this one, but I'll rather maybe use the front plane to draw my leg on. So I'll use my tool, go to the origin, draw my piece of leg there. I'm in the wrong measurement here, so I'll just go back to millimeters. Then I'm going to make this 90. This is a good thing as well. If you want to change the sketch, you can go back into the sketch, click on that, and it will make the sketch live again. So I want to make that 90. So I'll just go right click on that, and then here you can edit the plane, or you can edit the sketch. So I'm going to edit my sketch. I'm going to go there and click on there, and then I can make that 90. So on your left hand side of your SolidWorks, there's a tree of the stuff that you've done. I'll make that 140, or maybe let's make that 250. Enter, and I'm going to give it a thickness of 19 mils. So I'm going to go to my boss extrude, make that 19. And then after that, I'm going to make this, I want to mate this with that leg that I've just drawn. So I need to figure out how I'm going to put the two parts together. So what you can do is maybe put a little square bit on this side. So I can add a bit of material here. And remember, my leg is 50, so I want to make that material at least 50 there. Enter, and then we're going to extrude it for 50 as well. So I'll go extruding it for 50. So here I'll just change that 9 mils to put in 50 mils there, enter 50 mils. Give it a green tick. So now I've got a piece of material that's enough to mate the leg on there. And I'm going to save this as well. So I'll save this as, say, rail 1. And then that's saved. Now I can open a new folder, and I'm going to open an assembly. So now I'm going to do assembly, not a part. So I want to put a few parts together. So I open assembly. Okay, that. Now I have to import these two parts and then put them together. So here's my assembly, and I can go to begin the assembly, insert components. I'm going to look for my leg. Maybe browse for the leg. So I'll click on the leg, and I'll open the leg. Before you click on the leg, you can use X, Y, and Z to change the orientation of your part. But once you clicked on it, you've saved it in that place. So if your part's not in the right orientation, you can use these to orientate it. So I want my leg like that. And then I'm just going to go and insert my rail. So I'm going to go rail, browse for the rail. There's my rail. It's in the right orientation, but if it wasn't, before you click on it, you can move it around with X, Y, and Z. I'm just going to leave it there. Now I want to mate the bottom surface of the rail plus with the top surface of the leg. So I'm going to go mate, and then I'm going to go choose my mates. So I'm going to choose the top of that and the bottom of that, and then give it a green tick. So it mated it in the same plane, but it didn't mate it together because there's no points that I've put. So now even if I click and I use the move component option, this leg will only move in the same plane as I'll just show you guys a little bit like this. So if I move that, it will move on the leg. It's better to have a reference point or maybe a circle on that leg if you want to mate them perfectly. So if you go back to your part and I put a circle on that rail, it will update it in my mate automatically. So I'll just go here, give it a tick. Then I'll go back to my the rail. And in the rail, I want to draw a circle on the bottom that's 50 mils. So I'm going to click there on the bottom, use my circle tool, hover over it, draw a circle there, and make the radius 25. Okay, so I'll click there, I'll go my measuring tool, I'll make that radius 25. Well, that's the diameter now that it wants to put in, so I'll make the diameter 50, enter that, and then I'll extrude that 50 a little bit. So I'll go back to my extruding tool. I could have maybe made that in the middle. Extrude it only like 10 mils. Enter. Now I've got a round extruded bit on the rail. So if I go back to my assembly, that should have been updated in the assembly automatically. So there, see, I've got in my assembly the extruded bit that I've got now. So if I go, you can break your mates as well by right clicking on a mate, and you can delete the mate. So I want to put a new mate in, so I'm going to go to mate, and then I'm going to choose the outer circle of my leg and the other circle of my extrude bit. So maybe let's just move the leg away. So I went into move component. Now I'm going to mate the outer circle of that with the outer circle of my top. So I'm going to go back to mate, click on the outer circle on my rail, and then on the outer circle of my leg, the top of the leg. And then I'm going to mate them together. So oops, something went wrong. Okay, so there's the mate perfectly done on the rail there.